Hello and welcome to Garblow Games. I'm Pete the Games Master.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Kayvan, the human smuggler scoundrel.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm playing Jian-Wei Kim, the Achani warrior monk.
And this is episode 3 of Star Wars Fractured Empire.
Please check out all our social media links below, our merchandise on Redbubble, and don't forget to come and join us on our Discord server where we have a growing community of role players. Please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. A massive thank you to all those who do support us, as 10% of everything we receive through our Patreon goes to Diabetes UK. Also support us by supporting our friends. We have the Thornless Rose, who produce leather and lasery products for tabletop and live action role playing. There's the Old World podcast. If you want to know a bit more about the background, the design, and the story behind Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, then go and check them out. And finally, we have Bjørn Felle, who produces terrifying retro electro music.
Discordant music plays across the bar as the two of you settle down across the table from Lo Fax, the Gand. He is, let's have the book. I'll show you a picture of what a Gand looks like. He is large, green-skinned, insectoid-style creature with a breather mask on his face. You are in the Western Sump in Lo Fax's bar, which is in the capital city of Pinyab on Sullust. Most of the city is subterranean. Even this part is just below the surface. However, there are large chemical refineries that stretch out into the atmosphere, which give the city a kind of surface skyline. But you guys are underground in the more habitable areas. Around you, a collection of different aliens of all different walks of life move around this large, expansive drinking establishment. You can see there's a central bar. It's kind of a large square. It's lit from above. There's lots of drinks behind it. It looks vaguely familiar. And there's not a group of Bith playing. Can I show this to the camera? Let's have a look. This one here, not the human. That is a Gand sitting across the way from you. And you have just returned from your previous mission, if you can remember what that one was about. And you've come back to get payment from Lo Fax. Around him are many of his flunkies, various different races, a Twi'lek. There's a lot of Sullustans in here, being the capital city of Sullust, even the kind of dredge area of the city. And there are various people sort of gathering around. Lots of people moving around the tavern. There's some tables where they're playing cards. There's a little holographic one where their monsters are wrestling. And there's performance going on in the far corner. There's a band playing. And you're less interested in all of those things. Lo Fax is sitting there and he you're still trying to judge a lot of his facial features because he's quite an alien creature to you. You're both essentially human in your appearance. So you guys, even though you're in a Achani, Jian-Wei, you have the same physiology as humans. Mm-hmm. And the two of you kind of get the visual cues from each other, the winks, the nods, that kind of thing. Whereas Lo Fax's body kind of twitches occasionally in ways that you're not expecting. He's a strange figure. And he says to you, So you were successful through a little voice box on his breather thing.
We were. We recovered 7 canisters.
7? That's not bad. I thought it was a freighter full of Bacta.
Oh, mostly damaged. Looks like it got very roughed up when it hit the mountains.
Oh. Well, I mean, Kraz couldn't find it, so well done. You've done well. What did we agree before you left? You know that he generally does this. He tries to
make you forget.
Yeah.
1,000 a tank.
1,000 a tank. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. Not bad
Considering
at all.
what they're worth, no, it's...
And he kind of looks to the sides to one of the Salastans nearby, and he kind of gives a little... He really makes an effort to nod at the guy, and he sort of goes off. You know this is his one of his lackeys, who goes by the name of... Let me just find the right one. Circe Plint. He is one of his main lackeys and lieutenants, along with Vix Nuve, 2 Salastans who do lots of work for Lo Fax. And he's probably gone to get your money. That's generally how you get paid. He goes off and gets something.
Kayvan's going to be very relaxed looking in the car, like he meant to be there and almost owns the place.
So, you guys fancy a game or anything?
I prefer to gamble with things more in my own control.
Ah. I like you, Kayvan.
Good. Hope we can do some more business.
He takes a drink from, got a little aperture that he can fit some, and there's
Straw.
a thick sludge.
Emergency induction port.
Yeah, but there's a thick sludge in this thing. It's So, any trouble?
Some stormtroopers showed up.
Ah, they always do, don't they? Ha!
Well,
Those idiots.
they didn't cause us enough of a trouble.
Okay. No other problems. The Ariadu Authority are pushing around a lot. They're throwing their weight around a bit. We think the blockade's going to happen any day now.
No, I think we... well, some others showed up just as we were leaving. We'd cleaned the place out by then.
Oh. Okay. Locals? Giving you trouble?
No trouble.
Okay.
We were on our way out. They didn't bother us.
Both make perception rolls. Of difficulty 1, because you're kind of facing the bar direction.
Can I get one of those for perception?
So I got 1 success and 2 advantages.
Mm-hmm.
I got 1 success and those 2 cancel each other out.
Okay. So you're both successful. So you both notice a Zabrak. You know who Darth Maul is?
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Darth Maul is. He's a Zabrak. The horns on the heads, but not the kind of tattoo thing.
They're not all red.
No, they're not all red. This guy's got a dark tan complexion, but he's wearing quite a lot of body armour, some weapons, and seems to move up to the bar and sort of push some people out of the way, or they kind of, it's almost like they part around him and they move away, and he's got the only spot of the bar where there's a clear 2 foot either side of him, sort of moved up to the bar. It's behind Lo Fax. He's completely unaware, and he's just like, we could play some Hollow Duel.
I was going to kind of, without changing where my eyes are looking, I'm just going to kind of gesture casually. Who's that?
He turns around. Oh, that's local bounty hunter, Kurgex. He's a real pain in the ass. So I was looking for someone. He always comes here, like I know everything, like I'm connected. I mean, I am, but couldn't he just go somewhere else? There's plenty of other bars where you could ask about people. Can you do me a favour? I'll give you 50 credits if you go and see what he wants.
That's not nearly enough.
100. The Saliston comes back. Circe Plint. And he takes out 7,000 credits and he kind of slides you a few chips across. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold.
In a flourish of hands, it just kind of disappears.
Okay. And then 100 credits slides across to you.
I slide him back. I'm in contract to Mr. Kayvan here.
Go see what the man wants.
I go over.
Okay.
And I find myself next to him at the bar.
Okay. He's just as you arrive, the bartender's just arriving with a little glass, like the little frosted glass with like a blue drink in it or something, and just puts it down in front of him and kind of steps away. And you move up next to him. Let's
I will be keeping my eye.
Oh yeah, don't worry. He's not like suddenly going or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
It's just like that little warrior thing of like lining up next to each other at a bar. Okay. So he sent you.
Just wants to know why you're here.
I'm looking for someone.
You might need to be a bit more specific.
A moon scholar. He's apparently been seen hanging around this area. He's not actually looking at you. He's looking at his drink.
Yeah, we're both doing the same thing.
Yeah,
we're
you're
both just
doing
like
kind of staring at the bar.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of hush to his voice, like he's gently spoken. Like things he says are like with purpose. He seems to be quite a serious individual.
And how much is this moon worth to you?
That is between me and my contractor.
I'll go let him know that's what you're here for. I wander back.
Okay.
I sit back down and without talking to Lo Fax, lean into Kayvan. He's looking for the moon.
You'll get a very slight nod, but no other change to my facial expression.
What'd he say?
He's looking for
He's
someone.
now smoking like some sort of weird pot. It's kind of off to one side, and he's imbibing from it. He's like, and then smoke's coming out through the grill on the side, and he's kind of like.
As you predicted, he's looking for someone.
Anyone here?
No one in the room right now, no.
He gives you a funny look, one that you actually do recognise. What do you mean by this? Who's he working for? Why is he here?
He wouldn't give me his employer's name.
Well, not a shock. But Kurgex, he often gets jobs from high-ups and Imperials. He's bad news.
Oh, why doesn't someone do something about it then?
He's a serious bounty hunter. I'm not sure you're up to it. He almost laughs.
I didn't mean us. Assassination's not our business.
Okay, fine. Maybe not your business. Might be your business. But anyway, I would recommend not on your own. As you're talking, you hear a bit of a commotion by the front door, which is a bit of a way away. But there's a big, broad, wide door with kind of neon lights around it, And coming in through the doorway are two figures. There is a droid, which looks similar to kind of a medical droid, kind of shape and figure, supporting Kraz Redan. And she is limping. She's the captain of the Sky Raptor. She also works for Lo Fax, doing jobs similar to you guys. And if you remember, she couldn't locate the vessel that you were looking for, so you guys went out to look for it. And she looks like she's been wounded. And the medical droid, you can see she's trying to hurry it along, but it's a medical droid. It's not built for speed. So it's kind of carrying her safely, and you can see it's actually like medikitting her on the way. And she's going, just get me over there to Lo Fax. I need to talk to him.
As she's on her way, I'm just going to kind of nod over to her and go, "This is why I've got you."
She comes over, the medical droid brings her over and she slumps down onto the thing and she looks at you two kind of annoyed. She knows you guys found the thing that she couldn't find.
I will flash her a charming smile.
She looks at you like she hates you and wants to stab you.
Perfect.
But you actually have...
As she gives that look, she sees my hand just go down under the table as well.
There's nothing actually aggressive about her stance to you. You guys work together in a way. But she's...
A bit of rivalry.
Yeah, a bit of rivalry kind of thing. She's like, damn, there's some... I've got some Imperial... I think it was Imperial. Someone was shooting at me. I was heading back from the ship. I think she's kind of coughing and spluttering. Handy cover for my cold. She's there. I was heading back from the ship and there was a group of people. I thought they'd been monitoring the tunnels over the last couple of days. They saw me and they shot at me. I don't know who they are. I think they're probably following this way. I don't know. I threw a thermal detonator and it took out a corridor which kind of blocked them off. But I don't know. This is. I'm sorry, Lo Fax, if I brought someone disreputable to your establishment. He kind of looks around. He's like, "Hey, join the club. This is bad news. I don't know if you guys want to head back to your ship before anything serious happens. If you're not in the mood, or if you can go and get Kurgex to get out of here before he causes any trouble."
Not sure we can persuade him to leave.
There's a little thing bleeps on a little data slate that he's got on the side. He goes, yes, I forgot to say. I do actually have a job for you guys anyway.
I hope the pay's good.
It's not bad. Not quite as good as your last one. Finding all that Bacta. But Bacta's Bacta. This, I need you to rendezvous with someone. And I need you to collect something for me. No questions asked. It's a small crate. Just bring it back.
No questions asked, costs money.
They're in the Tibrin system.
You know that always costs extra.
And he actually seems to look at Kraz at that point. And then he looks back at you and he goes, "It's a simple run. It's a few hours jump. Nothing serious. We'll give you $5,000. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a lot more than we would typically expect.
You would probably expect like 2 or 3.
Just because it's you, Lo Fax.
Oh, Kayvan. Well, thank you.
Again, flashing a charming smile.
Here, and he chucks you a little data chip. There's the ident of the ship. There's a gas giant in the Tibrin system. He actually stops for a second and sort of looks around. There's a moon inside the rings of a gas giant. Rendezvous there.
Are the details in sort of
thing. Yeah.
Pocket.
Rendezvous 8 hours.
Doesn't leave us a lot of time.
No, we better ready the ship. We don't want to get caught up in any of this.
Okay. As you say that, you hear a scream from the front door of their club, and the music briefly sort of wavers. It doesn't quite stop, but it's almost as if someone in the band has seen something go on at the front of the club, and sort of their musical instrument got disrupted by
By them
the shock.
going, "Ugh."
Yeah. And you hear a bit of a shouting and screaming by the front of the.
Sounds like it's already here. I'm, unbuttoning the flap on the holster.
Mm-hmm.
Well then,
Obviously, cool as cucumber.
Let's see if we can get out.
Jian-Wei Kim was just sitting there.
Let's see if we can sneak out
Lo
the back.
Fax looks at his Salistan friend and he's like, Can we get out? Can we get out the back? Go and sort this out." and he runs off. You see him pull a little blaster out. He runs off, and then you see a couple of waiter staff from under their trays and things pull out like little hold-out blaster type things.
Right, see if we can get out the back.
Yeah. He gestures towards the
out the
stage.
blaster.
He's like, you know where it is.
Let's go.
Indeed.
Okay.
I forget.
Well, just be there in 8 hours. Make sure you bring it back. We'll sort this out.
Don't we always? I'll say, gesturing cockily.
Just sort it out. And he kind of goes over, and you see him pull out like quite a big blaster from under the table. It's like he's obviously had a shotgun under there the whole time. Like pulls it out, and he's like, "Let's go get these assholes!" And he like starts shuffling off towards the front of the club. And as you head to the back, between some tables of people playing cards, again, there's lots of aliens around. It's dim lighting. There's like low light sort of pods hovering above the tables to light up just the cards, or they're holographic games being played, games of chance still. There's vid screens on the wall showing pod racing on Malastair, and all these kinds of things going. People are gambling every way they can, and the band is playing at the back. And there's an entrance there for entertainers to come in, and this is used as Lo Fax's kind of backdoor escape route. He doesn't go via the kitchens. Everyone goes via the kitchens. That's like really mob cliche. So he's got the stage door exit, as it were. It's a bit
Exit stage right.
Yes, it's a little bit more classy. He thinks it is.
Yeah, that's the way we're going.
Okay.
But before we go through, I'm going to turn around and just check we're not being followed.
Okay. Make a perception or vigilance. I think a vigilance.
Yeah, because I'm doing.
Let's make a vigilance roll.
Okay, and in which case that is done. Oh, not willpower. So I get 2 of those, and because of my my uncanny. Let's just give some. Because of my uncanny reactions, I get a bonus blue dice for any vigilance checks.
It's
I have
going to be
difficulty
2, average.
Okay, I got 5 successes and 2
Threat.
2 threat. So 2, essentially 2, but I got
Okay.
5 successes.
So you get to the back of the room, and Kayvan's got to the door, and you kind of turn around, and with your kind of warrior's eye, your training, you look around the room, and you feel a slight disturbance in the room, momentarily. And then you see people shooting. There's a laser battle. And now you're behind the gambling tables, behind the bar, which is in front of the front door. So it's hard to see through all the smoke and lights and distractions. But you kind of cut through and you see this fight going on. And then as you do, you realise, just to the left, the Zabrak is standing there staring at you at the bar, finishing his drink.
I back through the door and close it.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of...
And then
Okay.
and I turn to Kayvan and go, I think the bounty hunter's going to be a problem.
So you go into a short corridor, down which there are small rooms, preparation rooms for entertainers and people. And there's also a small tech room for like people to repair the holographic gaming tables and things like that. Down the far end, there is the exit which leads through. It's actually, he kind of takes the piss with some of these people a bit. There's various gantries through what used to be an old chemical refinery plant, and you have to kind of make your way through there to a habitation area. So there's a bit of a gantry walkway up and down industrial style affair as you head down the end of the corridor and open what would be the exterior door on the club, but you're still underground, so you're still inside. And as you do, Kayvan, you see down the stairs and off through coming through one of the tunnels, 2 figures brandishing weapons quite openly, blasters. They're not light blaster pistols, but you can't tell whether they're heavy or not.
So they're pistol-y.
From this range, but they're single-handed, and they come running through the corridor, and they are wearing black.
Is there like a way we could kind of dart off to the side without them?
This is kind of the.
Oh, it's like a single. Way.
You kind of go down, and then you'd have to go down the gantry into like a central area, and then there are like 3 tunnels.
So it'd be pretty obvious.
It would be obvious.
Okay, is there anywhere like decent to hide where we are?
You could hide in one of the side rooms that come off this corridor. There's basically a corridor between the club and the outside, and there are 4 rooms off of that.
So I think what Jean would do
in here.
He does that and then moves himself to Kayvan and pushes we'll both push into there, and I'm standing in front of Kayvan.
So you're going to go into the side room.
And then I'm like stance ready just in case they try to come through.
Are you going to close the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Well, push it slightly too so we can just see out a tiny bit.
Okay, I like it. Right, so you do that. Tuck into the corridor. I'm just going to make a little roll to see if anyone spotted Kayvan when he opened the door. Because you can see them, they might be able to see you. Does anyone want to use a light side point to make it harder for me?
No, I don't think so.
No, because there's 2 on the board.
There are.
There are.
Okay,
We'll keep
fine.
those.
Okay, so I'm going to put this as difficulty 4 because you kind of literally went whoop, like that. Ooh, okay. I got 3 successes and 1 failure, so that's 2 successes. I got an advantage and 3 threats, so that's 2 threat. So, you get a boost die on your next thing. Your view of the guy was actually clearer than you thought, and you know he's got a heavy blaster pistol. But you think he saw you.
I think they saw us. I think they've got heavy blasters.
So you've backed into the room because that was
so we kind of through the door and then into one of the side rooms and kind of mostly shut the door.
Okay.
Basically,
cool.
so we can see them.
Right. You hear some very muffled talking. Make perception rolls.
Difficulty
4.
Oh god.
Because you're now through 2 doors and a bit further away.
Wow, okay, this was actually a semi-decent roll. Thank God for boosters. Right, so 3 advantages. I actually get 1 success with no advantages.
With nothing
nothing over.
Okay.
I got an advantage.
Okay.
No successes, but an advantage.
Okay. So you can add a boost die to an ally's next check.
Oh, there you are. Have a boost die.
On your next one. Okay. He's given that piece of information prepares you better for the encounter that you're about to have. And you listening in, you're like, you can hear one of them say, I saw someone up here. Let's head upstairs. But then you don't. Oh, actually, I better make a roll to see if you do it properly. So we're going to roll 2 difficulty roll. My stealth will be 2 difficulty, and your perception will be 2 difficulty.
I get that bonus to the check. Thank you. Keep going.
Yes.
You
get an advantage.
I get a success.
Stealth and cunning.
Go team.
No, it's agility, isn't it? So that
Yeah.
would be 3, but it's got stealth of 2. And difficulty 2. So I got 3 successes, but 2 threat.
So a success.
So who got more successes out of you 2?
I got 1 success.
And I got 1 advantage.
Okay. Right. So.
With teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. So. Okay. Nothing happens to you guys. Like, you don't get any boost die or anything from these threat. The guys coming up the stairs seem to be moving very quietly. You can't hear them, so you can't. It's hard for you to judge when they are, say, at the top of the stairs. But you're kind of.
It's alright, we've got a crack in the door to look through.
Standing there waiting. So you're looking through the crack in the door. at the back door to see when they're coming through. Okay. Let's have another stealth roll. This is something slightly different. He's going to have a setback die. 2 difficulty. Who's looking through the crack?
Yeah, I'm in the front.
Okay. Make a roll. Oh, blimey. You probably don't need to roll. Now, last time we had a dice cam. However, we've suffered a bit of technical difficulties tonight, and we won't be able to use a dice cam.
2 successes and 2 advantages. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got 2 failures and an advantage. So, that guy's going to recover a strain. Excuse me.
I'm gonna use my
no,
2.
he won't, because he doesn't have
And I'll give you a boost
strain
die.
threshold.
Cool. And I'll use my 2.
So you're telling him when he's coming.
Yeah.
So the guy opens the door, and as he does, it creaks. He basically he wasn't like thinking about the door. He was thinking about you guys as he was coming up the stairs. So when he reached for the door, he forgot that it might make a noise. So he had a difficulty, a setback die added from his previous bad roll. So he kind of moves the door and he goes like that, and you hear it clearly, and you look through the gap and you can see him standing there. He's got his open the door. He's got a heavy blaster pistol in his hand, and you can see on his belt. He seems to have a bit of kit. It looks like something you plug into a electronic lock, and
Splicer gear.
possibly, and
Slicer, sorry.
you can see a grenade on his belt because he's kind of opened opening his arms up. You know, you can see all the stuff. He's got black clothing. He looks like he's got heavy clothing. Nothing that's really. He's probably not wearing armour. This guy looks like he's nimble. Get in, get out. Hack something. You know.
He looks like
they're
a
coming in the back. Maybe the big guys are coming in the front, and these guys are coming in the back to like. You know, the thing that goes through your head is like, maybe he's here to hack the gambling machines and steal the money. This would be the way to get into the back to that area.
Yeah.
So he kind of looks up and he's like looking in. He is a Twi'lek, a pale Twi'lek with kind of scars on his face, big bags under his eyes. His head tails are down and he's got kind of adornments around it, but it's all kind of black. It's all muted colours and kind of. He's got a few tattoos. That's what you can see for now.
So is he looking through the door that I was looking through, or is he at another door?
He's at the back door. You're looking through a door here,
We're looking through
down
the
a
side door,
corridor,
basically.
and there he's kind of opened the door. So he's going to make a roll to see if he can see you. It's harder for him because you're in cover.
Very in cover.
I'm going to give him 2 setback die because I'm going to say you're in like heavy cover. Okay. So just trying to go through some of the rules and things because we're all exploring this as we go. So if you have any comments, please be kind. Put them in the comments below.
We do find them helpful.
We do. We do very much so. On all of our shows. Tells you how much I read all the rules. Anyway, I'm here to run stories, not rules. Right, he's going to make a perception roll, which is based on
Cunning.
He doesn't have perception. Let's see what his special abilities are. No. Okay, here we go. And that's going to be 2 of those. 2 difficulty dice and 2 setback dice to see Jian-Wei. Oh, blimey. Well, he steps through and he kind of looks round the corridor and he looks in your direction.
He's clearly seen me.
And he's like, and we'll roll initiative.
So this is not an ambush, is it? So would this be cool or would this be vigilance?
So it's cool because you know it's coming. For you. It's vigilance for Roger because he's not looking through the doorway.
Thanks, no one.
And that's fine. It's cool for the guy shooting at you, but it's vigilance for his mate.
Right.
Oh, what's a triumph do?
Oh, Triumph. Oh.
Triumph, that is a super success.
I got
It cannot be cancelled.
triumph.
It cannot be cancelled.
Success always counts.
I got no successes, but 3 advantages.
Let me just...
Despite
I
rolling
got
2 yellows and a
triumph and an
boost.
advantage.
hang on. Let me just get to them.
I am triumphant.
You've currently got 2 stored boost dice as well, haven't
I
you?
do have 2 stored boost die.
Yeah, a simple, no difficulty, cool or vigilance check. Cool when you are aware, vigilance when you're not. Okay, so that is... Cool is cunning, yeah? No, willpower. Is it willpower, cool?
Willpower is... willpower
is
is
vigilance.
presence. Cool is presence, and then vigilance is willpower.
So the front guy gets 2 successes.
Ouch.
Did that beat either of you?
Well, I got a triumph. I don't know what that does.
That counts as 1 success.
Oh,
Then yes.
that's
And the
disappointing.
other guy
Yes.
gets 3 successes.
So they
So,
go first.
oh yeah, they both go
No, he
first.
doesn't get 3 successes, sorry. He gets
Why can't I roll that?
Well, no, because
he gets 3 advantage, so...
a triumph is actually not very good in this.
You know, it can't ever be cancelled out.
Yeah.
Triumphs do extra things. Like you can go...
Yeah, but triumph in this
Not in
this
initiative.
instance does
No,
nothing,
it counts as a... Just counts
which is
as a...
disappointing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, they get to go first, then you, then me, then you. So, remember it's the alternating thing. The guy, funnily enough, the guy standing there is going to shoot at you. Yeah, because his other mate doesn't really know what's going on yet. So, we are going to say that we are at medium range. You're not close enough to... Is that right? Yes. You're not close enough to be... short range will be the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Engaged is then
Up close.
up close. But medium
it's gonna be
is like
short.
you're down a corridor a bit further away, like we had in
Heavy
the
cover.
first one with the battle map.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's have a shot. So, medium is 2 difficulty. Here we go. 2 setback dice because you're in heavy cover. I'm going to say that if he hits or he may be able to spend an advantage to like knock the door out of the way because it's just a door and it's designed to open. And it's agility with
Range.
With range,
Yeah,
and
it's
it'd be range light.
yes. He doesn't have range light,
Oh, perfect.
but he has 3 agility. I seem to have dropped one of my green dice on the floor and I can't find it. Right, so all of these dice, 3 ability die, 2 difficulty die, and 2 setback die. Whoa, that's a lot of threat. Okay, so
That's what we want to hear.
he's got no successes and a threat. The active, he suffers a strain.
Yeah, we can take a strain. That'll learn him.
No,
He can't. So he can't take strain, so he instantly takes wounds
Wow.
Oh wow.
because he's a minion.
Oh,
And minions, they don't count.
he pinched his finger in the trigger.
Oh.
Ooh.
Got a little bit of backfire.
That was
Yeah. Hot. Okay, so he. Okay, but he's got soak, so that doesn't.
Does it just do
No,
a wound?
I think
or...
it just does a wound. We'll have it just do a wound. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and we'll follow that up later. I think because strain doesn't get affected by soak.
No, because it's something that's happening.
Yeah, so it should just turn into wounds without soak.
Otherwise, it would never do anything.
Because you would
Yeah, it would
only do
literally
one
do
at a time,
one.
don't you?
Yeah,
So it would
yeah.
never happen.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me, and I'm the games master. Okay, so he goes, and there's like a short in his weapon, and he's like, hot, and he kind of stumbles into the corridor. It's now your go.
Oh no, slightly.
Oh no, hang on. He gets a maneuver, doesn't he? So he's gonna step back behind the door jamb, so that he's like looking round it, like sorting his gun out.
But they're a medium range still,
Yes.
so that'll take 2 moves to get to them.
Yep. So you'd need to take a maneuver to close one, and then another maneuver to close another. So you could take 2 strain to do that second maneuver.
Yeah, that's what I'll do then.
So you get to short and then engaged.
Yeah, so that's exactly what he's going to do. So Jian-Wei is going to, obviously you've seen the foul blast, but fly out the door as fast as he can, almost like bouncing off the walls as he runs out, straight up the corridor, breaks into the break and cuts one.
Okay.
Obviously not fully realising there's a second one there.
Yeah, you'll have to step out onto the kind of stanchion to like get a proper swing on him, but make your attack.
Okay. Right,
so melee attacks are always 2 difficulty.
They are always 2 difficulty. However, I should have a pool of 4 green dice, which then gets swapped for 3 yellow dice.
Whoa.
Wow. And I will add the boost
Combat
dice.
bunny. This is why you're the marauder, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Whoa.
So,
Triumph.
I got no advantages.
So you take one of those successes
So
away.
I got 2 successes and 2
And a triumph.
and a triumph.
Okay, so you can upgrade the difficulty of the targeted character's next check, upgrade any allied character next check, including the current active character, so it could be you. Do something vital, such as shooting the controls to the nearby blast doors to seal them shut. I think
You could knock the gun out of his hand.
I think you could knock him into the other guy down the stairs if you wanted.
Are we on the bit where the gantry where we're in the industrial bit?
Yes. Yeah.
So actually, what I want to actually do is, as I come round and cut and realise the other one, I bring my leg up and kick him over the gantry and over the edge.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you make an attack roll on the other guy.
With your foot.
Yes, with your foot.
So that'd be brawl instead of.
Now, hang on. You did. How much damage did you do with that?
Right. So
First one. You got 2 successes.
So it's brawn.
Yep.
Plus my 2 successes. I need 2 more green dice.
I don't think you rolled.
I don't think you roll.
Do I not?
Just add it up.
Okay, so it's 2.
So 2 successes.
Plus 2 from my weapon, plus 4 for my brawn, plus I have feral strength, which adds another point of damage. So that's a total of 9 damage, which goes past 2 levels of soak.
Past 2 levels of soak.
Yeah,
Well, he's only got 2 levels of soak. So you do 9 damage straight to him.
Straight to him.
Okay. As you spin round and you bring your blade across, you cut across his body, and he's like, ah! There's no blood in Star Wars though, so he's like, ah!
That's true.
And we'll let you with your triumph make a. I'm gonna increase the difficulty by 1 though.
Yep, that's fine.
Because
Okay, alright, let's see what we've got here. So that is. So that cancels that out. That cancels. So I just got success and an advantage.
Okay, so you managed to kick the other guy.
Okay, so I'll use my advantage to just recover 1 strain. So
Okay.
and then so it's just brawn, isn't it?
Yes.
Plus 1. So plus my feral strength. So 6 damage.
Okay, but I get soak.
You get soak on that because it's not with my
Because
blade.
it's your
Because
foot.
it's my foot.
You haven't got those stun boots. Shock boots. Yeah, cool. Okay, so there's a small part inside of you that's very pleased with the manoeuvre you've just pulled off. And you take some inner peace from that manoeuvre you've just managed to execute.
Almost glided through.
Exactly. And you feel at one with yourself. And they're both in pain. So that's doubly successful. So this guy that you kicked, he is going to. Let's see if he makes a. Now you didn't get any kind of advantage or anything, did you, on that one?
I only got 1 advantage where I used to regain strain.
So you kick him, but he doesn't fall over the back. He kind of backs up against the railing, so he's not engaged with you. You're engaged with the other guy, but he's not engaged with you anymore. And he is going to try and shoot you. Which is that and that, and you're in combat, so there's a penalty. Right, here we go. I got 1 success and a threat. So he goes, fires at you, and it actually seems to dazzle his companion. So goes, and it ricochets off a couple of bits of stanchion, and he's like, "Whoa!" and he's shocked. You will get benefits of primary. Oh no, sorry, that's 2 threat. Sorry. Yeah, it rebounds back and scrapes him after hitting you. So you take. Well, heavy blaster pistol.
Heavy blaster pistol is
7.
damage 7.
Plus 1. So 8 points of damage.
I soak 6 of it.
Okay, so you take 2.
2.
Okay, but he takes 1 point of strain from the rebounding blaster
Can you
bolt.
take strain?
No, so he takes a wound.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now, one thing I've realised is minions should all attack at the same time.
Ah.
They attack as one thing, but because there's only 2 of them and there's 2 of you, I'm actually want to do it like 1-on-1 kind of thing. This isn't just like the third wave of stormtroopers kind of scenario. That was something that was actually mentioned on the first video, that when we had 2 groups of stormtroopers come in, they should act. Basically, they don't have a weapon skill. The number of them that there are above 1 is how many green dice they convert to yellow dice. So they're basically all like firing.
So as there's more of them, there's technically more accurate because
you can only do 1 lot of damage.
Yeah.
But they've got a higher chance of hitting you. And when you do damage to minions, you kind of
damage
share
the
it
group.
out. But if you shoot a lot of them, as soon as you do enough to kill one of them, one's down. It doesn't matter who you've shot at. Anyway, I quite like that mechanic, but we'll do that a bit more
Yeah.
in later adventures, I think, when there's more bad guys.
Yeah.
So,
Heroic.
Kayvan, your go. You can, if you look out through the doorway, you can see that Jian-Wei is standing there fighting someone that you can't see.
Yeah, I know there's 2 of them.
And he's kicked another guy who's backed against the railings, and you can see that one.
Oh, I can see him from where I am.
Yeah.
In which case, I will, from my covered position, I will just kind of aim and go
Okay.
at that guy.
Okay, so you get a boost die for aiming. Oh, blimey. How many boost dice have you got?
I've now got up to 3.
Oh, blimey. Cool. Well, I'm going to use a dark side point, a dark destiny point, to increase one of your difficulty dice. Oh. If I can do it. There you go. So you've got another light side point now. To a red die.
And I will use one of ours to convert it back.
No, you then upgrade one of your green to a yellow.
Oh, I see.
So that purple becomes a red.
Probably not worth it. It's not really worth it.
So you need to take a red.
Purple goes to a red. Yeah. I have done that.
Right. Range, so 2 difficulty. So 1's now red. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh dear. It's a lot of dice. So you had 3 ability die,
Oh, that was
a proficiency
shocking.
die, a what's the red one called?
Challenge.
A challenge die.
I failed with 0 successes, but gained 4 advantage.
Okay.
That was awful.
So,
Rerolls were a thing.
what you can do is you could use that so you don't inflict any damage on him, but you shoot the blaster out of his hand.
Cool. I will
That
shoot
would
the
take
blaster.
3 advantage.
I will shoot the blaster out of his hand with 3. And is there anything I can do with them?
You can recover a strain.
Or you can give a blue die to a character ally using the next friendly initiative slot.
Or notice a single important point in the ongoing conflict.
Or note something important.
I will see if I notice something important.
As you shoot him, he turns, and you can see that on his neck, this guy's a human, this other one, he's got a tattoo of the black sun on his neck. Hopefully viewers know what the black sun is.
Mercenaries?
A criminal organisation that is huge and feared, and they do all kinds of dodgy stuff all over the place.
Cool. That's what he
Right,
does.
so that's everyone done. So back round to the beginning. The first guy who you're engaged in close combat with is going to attempt to punch you.
Okay, I have defense 1, so you add an extra difficulty die.
Okay, great. I'm glad he's going up against the combat bunny. Right, so it's 2 difficulty. Now I add a setback, don't I?
No, I think defense 1 just makes it more difficult for you
Yeah,
rather than
you
it
add a
being a
difficulty
setback. It's
die.
a difficulty die, I think,
Okay.
if I remember rightly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's right, but if we're not, comment below.
Yeah, I thought
pretty-
I thought it was a setback die.
I don't much mind which one you take, to be honest.
Anyway. I don't think it's on the cheat sheet. I think it's in here. No. bear with me 1 second. I just want to get this right. this one thing. Defense 31. Come on, fingers.
Work, damn it, work!
Oh, I love that they have it listed in so many areas, but they don't tell you the rule in all of those areas. 94. No, doesn't tell you there either. It says the same thing again. 206. Defense. Adds a number of setback die
setback
to the defense
Okay.
rating. There we go. Get it right. Let's
Yay!
get it right. Yay!
We
Right.
learned a thing.
One of those.
Yep.
3 of those. 2 difficulty dice. 3 ability dice, and a setback die. Oh my lord! all nothing.
All blank.
It's just no. It,
Oh, it all
I've got
cancels.
I've got an advantage and a threat and nothing else, and it's like, okay, nothing happens.
Swing and a miss.
And you're like, you see it coming before it,
Yeah.
Almost like before it happened.
almost like before it happens. Okay, right now it's your go. Who's going to go first? Out of the
Well,
two?
Jian-Wei's got the higher initiative, so...
Well, no. Remember, you can pick.
All right,
Yeah.
him.
Sure. No, I'm just saying.
Jian-Wei,
When it's
because
a
he's the
PC
combat
slot,
one.
you can pick. It's more of a narrative.
Okay, definitely the guy with the big angry sword that does very bad things.
He's like
to people.
swinging and chopping people up.
So I got 2 successes and an advantage, and I'll choose that advantage to regain my last strain. I should have taken a name actually. So 2 successes.
Okay.
So 2 plus 4. That's it. That is 9 damage again at Pierce 2. So straight
I'm
through.
sure that guy's probably quite
Okay.
dead.
So he swings at you, and you like step back, and in the opening you like slash him, and he tumbles down the stairs. You know, remember it's PG 12A. So he tumbles down the stairs, like face down on the floor. You know,
No visible wound.
no visible wound, and you like turn to the other guy. Ha! You remember you have a maneuver. You got an action. You've
I've got
maneuver as well.
a maneuver now, and I'm going to take guarded. So if he does try to engage with me, I'm sort of like,
Especially seeing as he's not holding a gun.
Okay.
yeah. That's what I figured. He's got no gun at the moment, so I'm moving now into the gun. So basically, he'll now get 2 setback dice if he tries to fight me in combat.
Okay. Cool. It's his go. He's not going to try and fight you in combat. He's going to jump off the banister to try and land on the ground below without hurting himself. So this is going to be hard because he's falling, a
fair
bit of
old
a
distance.
way. It's a fair old distance down.
That was preferable to facing the sword.
Well,
I can't really blame him there, frankly.
yeah.
He just saw you like do bad things to his mate. So
He's got 3. He's got 3 ability die. Destiny to upgrade one of my ability die to a proficiency die.
I really tend to say we should use one of ours.
Yeah, we use one of
Yeah,
ours.
we'll
to
use one of
make it a
ours.
red one.
Okay, so
Have you
I'm
got
gonna-
red ones there?
So I'm going to swap a red one.
Oh,
I need
that's
a red
just
one.
what I was going to say. There is one.
I can't. Oh yeah, right. So now I've got 2 ability, a proficiency, 2 difficulty, and a challenge.
Yep. Oh, I think he's pulled it off.
No, that cancels. That cancels. Nothing. Okay.
Crack! Oh, my legs!
So, guy vaults over the thing. He's like, no way. I've got a bad feeling about this. And he jumps over the banister. He's like holding on to it to try and like maybe dangle or something. But he misjudges his own body weight. And as he kind of hits the length of his arm, his hand pops off the banister and he falls. And you hear a blah on the floor. Falling damage. That's a fun one, isn't it?
Oh, let's see how dangerous falling is. In some games it's lethal as hell,
Yeah.
in others it's like,
Yeah, D&D.
D&D it's not that bad.
No.
Woof,
I fell.
oh, that'll
I
kill
fell
you.
100 feet. That's 10d6. That's all right. I'm a 50th level fighter. I know it doesn't get to level 50. There's not. It's not listed in the index.
How far is it?
It's about 20 feet, 30 feet. So
It's pretty far.
I'm going to say he takes 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
Like a blaster shot. I think it's kind of...
He should have to roll on the critical.
Well, 5 is only a light blaster.
Oh, okay. We'll say
6.
6.
I'm assuming he doesn't get soak against that. Because armour doesn't help you when you're
but
falling.
Brawn is
It's
your
your
natural
brawn.
soak.
It's your natural soak.
So, if you're naturally resilient to damage, you're...
So you hear a scream. We're going to have a critical roll.
Cool, how does that work?
We need a percentile dice. which I actually dislike this bit. I think I mentioned in the first one. The fact that you have to swap out to a different dice
That is a bit annoying.
is slightly annoying. But I love critical rolls. Hang on, let me find...
It's just fun as the oops table.
Right, who wants to... Oh, you roll it, because you're scaring people. Right.
72.
72. Oh. He is hamstrung, which is appropriate.
Yeah.
That is actually
Loses his free manoeuvre until the end of the encounter. So he can't... He has to spend his action to move.
He's basically sprained an
Which is
ankle.
he sprained his ankle.
So
So,
he
he's
can
kind of lying on the floor at the bottom, like going, oh! Okay, Kayvan, it's your go.
Okay, so I'm going to use my manoeuvre to go down the corridor.
Mhm.
I'm going to take 2 strain to move again.
Okay.
I'm going to lean over the railing and shoot the guy that's prone down there because we don't want him getting...
Harsh.
He's seen us.
It's brutal.
He's seen us.
We
And
know Kayvan's a bit brutal.
I know
though.
who
like
he-
the first episode, the first thing was, I'm just going to cap it.
I know who he works for.
That's true.
And I don't want him getting away.
Valid point.
Go for it. I'm going to give you a boost die because he's lying prone on the floor. But he's still medium.
Medium range.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use one of our destiny things to up a ability die to a proficiency die.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
Get him!
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so that cancels that. That cancels that. So I got 2 successes with a triumph.
Ooh, Triumph's good.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
So you can upgrade his next difficulty. His next task.
Could I use it to say, like, hit him in the other leg to stop him moving?
Sure.
I will. Alright, so I basically.
Well, how much damage are you doing anyway? Let's do that
8.
first. 8 damage. Okay. He's dead.
Oh.
You shoot him in the other leg.
In which case, can I use my advantage to make it look flashy as hell?
Yes. How do you want to make it look flashy? What are you going to shoot? You could shoot his grenade and it goes off.
Oh, that would take way too much tension.
You bounce the shot off the...
Oh yeah. You can't quite see him, but there's a large kind of metallic piping to one side, and you do a rebound shot and take him out.
Yeah, I'll do a rebound shot, take him out, and then twirl the gun and holster it
Okay.
in a smooth movement.
Cool. It looks very cool. Yeah.
And listen for the satisfying sound of silence.
No, and then just look over to Jian-Wei and go, Black Sun.
That's never good.
That's why I couldn't let him get away. However,
As you notice, Jean was not questioning your decision to shoot him at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you're like, yeah, well done.
Oh, I was going to do it anyway.
Correct.
they were. Looks like they were carrying grenades. That one's a bit out of our reach. But that guy.
You would be able to get down to him if you went down.
Okay, I suppose we wouldn't be rushing. Might be worth taking.
Yeah, and they had some other gear on him.
Yeah, let's.
Well, the guy's dropped his heavy blaster
Oh yeah, I'll scoop that up.
pistol nearby.
I will collect the. Check him. I'll grab the.
It does look like it is slightly damaged because you shot it out of his hand.
Oh yeah.
But the other guy had a heavy blast pistol, which isn't damaged.
Oh, I'll recover the undamaged one.
Okay, sure. That guy had two. So
The other guy might.
So down the staircase. So this staircase is like a New York City fire escape that kind of doubles back on itself, kind of thing. And you kind of go down to the landing, and the guy is slumped there at the bottom. and he's got 2 stun grenades. He has got a heavy blaster pistol, 2 stun grenades, and an electronic lock breaker. Which is it's a nice little bit of kit. It's not the most fancy thing in the world, but it's, you've seen, Jian-Wei, you've seen people on jobs use these, and, Kayvan, Sparks has kind of done this kind of stuff occasionally.
I'll take the electronic lock breaker.
I've already put mine down.
Okay.
I've already written it down. It's in my character
It's
sheet.
in my character sheet. That's fine. To be fair, most of my gear, like I've got the comm jammer as well. I just give it to the person, whoever's most proficient in using it. I just carry it because I'm like the guy.
Yeah. That's cool. And then you dish it out.
Yeah.
You want one of these?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just got clothing. He's got no money, no other stuff, no personal effects on him. They're clearly on they're on a job. They've got no identifying stuff.
Yeah.
Although a lot of Black Sun have tattoos
Yeah, we've
for their allegiance, and it's kind of gang thing.
Saw that on his neck.
Yeah. And this guy, now that the Twi'lek now is lying on the floor, his head tail's sort of spilled out. You can see on his neck as well.
Yeah.
He's got a Black Sun tattoo.
Well, they weren't here for us. What do you think they're here for?
Well, was it a lock breaker? Sorry.
It was a lock breaker.
Probably after the cash, maybe.
It seems quite low down for such a big operation.
Now that you're on this little landing, little set of stairs goes down to where the guy is, like, in a heap on the floor.
Oh yeah, well we're going to check him as well.
Okay. He has slicer gear and stun grenade. The slicer tools are... I think there's a good one in here, actually. Hang on. Bear with me a moment. Just getting to the new gear.
4, isn't it?
No, he just had one. I
So,
think.
Times 3. The first guy had 2.
Oh, have you made a note of them? Alright. We'll see that later. Just chuck it in the bag and get going.
Are we sure Lo Fax is going to be around when we get back to from the next job?
He's seen worse than this.
Okay, so this guy has got a data spike,
A data spike,
which
as
is
well.
like R2-D2 penis. Well, I don't know how else to say it. The little thing that he sticks into the
plug?
into the round,
Yeah, a plug.
Yeah, a plug. Yeah,
It's got a
kind of-
USB port.
Yeah, it looks like a wand. It looks like an a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who.
Yes, so he's got slicer gear and a data spike.
Yes, data spike is used to get into particular types of systems.
They clearly wanted to hack their
and
computers.
It basically allows you to you plug it in and then you barrage the system with loads of junk data, so that it's almost as defenses are busy blocking spam.
It's basically like a
you
hack
then
tool.
go, I slice in underneath.
Yeah.
Well, he clearly wanted to get into his computer, probably after information.
Hmm.
You can hear noises further down the corridor.
Let's get out of here.
Behind us or in front of us?
From the one that they came from, there are 2 other corridors where there's kind of piping and things sort of leading off in these, this kind of old industrial area that's now long forgotten.
I'm assuming we can kind of disappear off.
You can disappear off, yes. Yeah.
And it just comes to my mind that, again, Jian-Wei suddenly remembers that earlier he felt like he was being followed by the bounty hunter, so I'm going to check back again.
Well, as you say this, and you say, let's head off, you hear footsteps on the stanchion above you, and you see a Zabrak standing at the top of the kind of fire escape style thing, and he's looking down at you guys. And he's just quietly watching you.
He's following us.
Let's move. Just kind of give him a nod and a smile and then bugger off.
I assume we're buggered off at pace.
Yeah.
You can head off. Okay, right. So you guys are going to try and sort of make your
we're
way
gonna
through the
try
back
and-
corridors to head
Yeah, if when it starts getting a bit mazy, we're going to try and lose the Zabrak.
back to the club or to the ship.
Towards the ship, but
Okay.
in an indirect way. We're trying to basically ditch the Zabrak on the way.
Ditch the Zabrak. Right. Let's have a... Ooh. He's going to try and track you. So you guys are going to have to make stealth rolls. Or hang on.
Skullduggery.
Yeah, that was what I was looking for, the streetwisey type affair. Streetwise, you got streetwise?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
that could work. Or stealth. Streetwise or stealth.
I roll the same no matter what.
Because as you're going through this area, there are occasionally people moving around, sort of low scum civilians who have to live in this area because they've got no money, there are no prospects, they're scratching a living in Western Sump. It's kind of like that kind of area. And occasionally you pass by these people, and they might be able to point you in a good direction to get away, or is there a shortcut through here towards the dock? You know, that kind of thing.
What's our difficulty on this one?
So it's going to be, it's going to be an opposed roll, so it'll all be difficulty 2.
Okay.
Just to have a... Oh no, actually, sorry, it's no difficulty. None of us have difficulty, it's an opposed roll.
Okay.
So,
There's 1, 2, 3. 3 successes, 3 advantage.
Flat 3 successes for me as well.
hang on, I've just got to find the right thing. Excuse me. Right, he is rolling. 3 yellow.
Ooh. Holy crap. He's a good tracker. He's a bounty hunter. It's kind of his thing.
Right. I've got 5 successes and an advantage. Did anyone have more than 5 successes?
No, I got
we got
3 and 3.
Okay, so you guys are like, haha, we get to find a shortcut. You duck through here, you move through there, and you think, at each turn, you think you've lost him. But then, looking back, you see him. Like, calm. If you're running, he's running. If you're walking, he's walking. He's matching pace with you. He seems to not be flustered. He seems to be... But he's also not got his weapons out. You're slightly confused by this. He is definitely following you.
Clearly trying to fuck. He's clearly looking for...
He's looking for our colleague. Well, your colleague, not my colleague.
And you're getting towards the ship.
Okay.
Now, you know the ship is, set up for your garden. You can't tell from the exterior. But...
If he gets to the ship, he's going to know.
He's not... Well, no, he won't know without getting on board. Well, it's just in a cargo hold, so it's completely hidden from the outside.
Yeah, you can't...
Yeah, but if he's followed us this far, he's going to follow us onto the ship.
No, he won't. Because we'll step on board the ship and we will raise the ramp.
So you want to run to the ship and avoid this man?
I think so. If I did get 3 advantages, that thing.
You want to notice something important? Or you want to...
Can I use it to make him following us harder?
Yeah,
No.
you can use 2 to give him a setback die.
On his next check.
Alright, I
You
will
can do
use
that.
2 to give him a setback die and 1 to give...
Give yourself a boost die because you've got better.
Alright, and 1
No, 1 is...
Oh no, because
just
1
the
you have to
next
give them.
active
Alright,
character.
I'll give 1 to give him a boost die.
Yeah.
And then we'll try and use him again.
You're going to try. And on your last...
another
This is the
attempt.
last roll you can make before getting
Yeah,
to the
another
ship.
attempt to try and...
Okay. He's still trying to get you, so you're making it more difficult for him.
Yeah,
Giving him a
we've given him a
setback.
setback, yeah.
Okay. He's still got 3... Do you want to use any destiny points to give me more difficulty?
I also.
I got 5, including a triumph.
I got a triumph and 3 successes and an advantage.
I got 2 successes and 4 advantages.
Okay. So, how many successes did you get?
5, including a triumph.
Okay. So, you lose him on the way to the ship.
And
However-
and 2 advantage, sorry. But I didn't know if they would actually count for anything.
You're... You get the feeling that he probably knows
Where the ship is.
where the ship is. where you're docking. You know, you've gone far enough, and he's not. You know, he's a skilled bounty
That's fine,
hunter.
but by the time he figures out, hopefully
at a
we'll be
point,
gone.
you actually think he stops following you. Actively stops.
It's
following
not a matter of we lost him. He stopped following us.
you.
All right.
I think that's the best way to describe me
Direct.
getting a triumph and you getting a triumph, and him not getting to the ship.
Well, hopefully we'll beat him there, but he knows where we went.
You get there. You see him kind of stop.
All right, we'll get there, ramp up, and get the hell out of there.
Okay, so you get to the ship, and you go into the docking bay, and as you do, you can hear some noise in the docking bay, and in fact, someone is standing at the where your ramp comes down, and they are like
Trying to get it.
trying to slice into it, and there is someone standing there keeping an eye out as you kind of get to the.
How far away from us are they?
Oh, it's like, you know, when Han Solo shoots at the stormtroopers, you know, before he runs up this medium sort of.
Medium range.
Yeah. It's a fairly big docking area, you know, these old warehouse style structures which maybe open up
Okay.
to the air.
Want me to deal with them?
Let's take them out. Initiative, I guess.
Yeah, initiative. Let's go.
How's initiative again?
So no difficulty, and it's
Cool. You'd be cool now because we know it's happening.
vigilance for them because they don't know it's coming.
It's better for me.
That's good because I somehow can't roll. So 4 successes and an advantage, but I don't think advantage matters.
It just
I think it only matters in a draw, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Where are all my green? Ah, there we go. Where are all my dice? Look at that.
If you need some more green, we've got.
No, I've got enough now. I've got enough now. So, he is vigilance, which is willpower. Yeah?
Yeah, willpower.
Yeah, willpower.
Yeah.
2 successes.
We got 4.
I got 4.
Okay. And the other guy, hang on.
Don't they act as one collective?
Well, everybody rolls, and
Yeah.
whichever side,
Okay.
someone on whichever side gets highest.
Whichever the
So
highest.
cool is based on.
If they hear
Cool
it's
is
coming.
based on presence.
Oh no, yeah, they
yeah.
don't know it's coming.
Yeah,
Good
so
point. So
you-
2 of
you'll-
those. Whoa, 4 successes.
We got an
I
advantage.
got 4, but an advantage.
Okay, you win. I only got 4 successes. I literally rolled max on those 2 dice. Right, so you guys get to go first, which is appropriate for the scene anyway.
Yeah.
Because you kind of come into this, you get to the edge of the corridor and you kind of look in. The big doors on the ceiling are shut, and you know actually, although this place looks really run down, there is a small central structure sort of buried in the earth nearby, which has communication and controls of the docking port to open, and there's a few of them dotted around in this area. Old warehouses that Lo Fax has converted into docking bays, where all refinery vessels and chemical ships would come in from the noxious atmosphere, land, and then unload and all that kind of thing.
Cool.
So starting us off, then Jian-Wei breaks around the corner into a sprint,
Okay.
closing the gap between him and the blaster guy because the other
Okay.
guy's slicing at the moment. And I'm guessing he's going to start to spot me as I'm coming, but I'm going to slide along the floor, and cut as I go through.
Okay, cool.
So, because I'm going to run pretty.
Just
cool.
to let you know, there are kind of small clumps of
Yeah.
kind of crates and boxes around the area if you did want to try and jump into
No,
cover.
so I'm just going to take the 2 strain to move twice.
Okay, yep.
And then action to
Okay.
slice him up.
You startle this guy. He sees you come. He can see you running towards him, but he's like, "Ooh!"
So difficulty 2.
2.
Oh, difficult.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't forget that. Don't you have a boost die from Roger?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
from
yeah,
earlier.
I
Next.
do.
Look at that.
So
Don't forget, you can use advantage to activate
criticals,
criticals.
which is I think what I'm going to do. So I get 1 success and 2 advantages, and my crit level on my sword is 2, which would be
Well, that's handy.
2 advantages.
Cool.
So
Okay.
I do.
So you do a certain amount of damage.
So I do 4, 6, 7, 8 damage with Pierce 2. So it goes two
8
levels.
damage with Pierce 2. Blimey, that's pretty good.
And then
Yeah.
and then the crit is, and because I have Vicious 1, which adds 10 to this, so this is 93 on the crit.
Oh.
Oh, that's got a sting.
Okay, so you slash him up, hit the side of his leg. You kind of bring your blade up like that, and he kind of turns, and the blade goes up the side of his body, and tearing through his clothes and cutting him, and he's kind of screams in this horrible surprise as he's kind of bringing his gun round, but you've swooped in low, and he suffers 1 strain each time he performs an action. So he'll take a wound every time he does an action because he's a minion. So you've like cut ligaments, he's like, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
And then you're standing engaged in front of him, and he's like, ah! He's going to have a go, and he's going to try.
Don't react and then they act.
No, it's us and then him and then us and then them.
Alternate.
It
I thought
alternates
minions
thereafter.
acted together.
No, because
there's only a couple.
there's only a couple of them.
okay.
Just gonna, and one of them is busy slicing.
Okay.
So really, there's only this guy who's
All right. Okay.
kind of fighting you at the moment. Excuse me. He is going to. Let's have a look. Let me get my combat cheat sheet and maneuvers.
Oh God, he's gonna list lazily to the left.
He's gonna try and shoot you. Range bands engage close enough to use an item. Difficulty 2. Shooting while engaged. Difficulty plus that for ranged light or plus 2 for ranged heavy. So it gets an extra difficulty. So it's a short. So it gives him 2 difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
The engaged opponent adds a boost die to next melee attack. There you go. Right, so he's got 3 dice. 3 of those. He's got 2 difficulty because he's shooting you in close combat. I'm going to use one of the destiny points. Well, not that way. That way. To upgrade one of my dice to a proficiency dice.
Okay.
Because I've got only 3 green dice. And I need some yellow. Right, so he's like, turns around. It takes like 2 seconds to just calibrate. Okay, so he hits you.
Yep.
He gets 1 success and 2 advantage. So he is gonna, and you kind of like, what you? There's something inside you, like some teaching deep down, where you try to block the blaster bolts with your sword. Unfortunately, this disorients you, and you get a step back die on your next check. And you take 8 damage.
So 6 of it.
That's
That would like be doing terrible things to me.
Oh yeah, you'd be ruined. Right, okay, so
Do you know what's better?
That was his-
I start with 18 wounds.
oh god. Okay, so Roger, do you want a beer?
Yes, please. That would be marvellous.
There you go.
Pause for refreshments.
Nah, there we go. Cheers. Right.
Right. So, I am going to take 2 strain.
Oh, you haven't even had one manoeuvre yet.
So,
You're going to aim twice.
to move up into cover to put me
Okay.
into short range,
Okay.
Which lowers the difficulty.
which lowers the difficulty.
Yep.
Then I'm going to aim
Okay.
and shoot him.
Okay. Go for it. I'm going to use a destiny point to turn one of your difficulty
turn my
die
one
into
purple
a,
into a red.
Yep.
Okay, I'll use a destiny point to turn one of the green into a yellow.
Cool. I love the destiny point thing. It's just like a nice extra that.
And then I
get
will
to mess with as
shoot
well.
the guy that's trying to hack into my ship because screw him.
Oh, you're going to shoot him?
Do
Okay,
do
cool.
I get a bonus because he's not even looking at me?
You do actually. Hang on.
Because he's pretty unaware, I'd say.
Attacking prone targets.
It's normally
Oh no, he's not prone.
He's unaware.
I'll give you a boost die. There you go. Go for that. Whoa! Whoa!
So I get.
Roger's rolled some really good dice.
Well, to be fair, I didn't have very many bad dice, so that helped.
It's true, but you didn't get any blanks.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes with 2 advantage.
Okay, and what's the... Can you do a crit with that? Oh, no.
No, heavy blast is free.
Okay.
No, 2 advantage.
Perform an immediate free manoeuvre that does not exceed... Oh, no, you've done 2 manoeuvres. Add a setback die to their next check, or add a boost die to your allied character's next check.
Ooh, I will.
Boost Jian-Wei?
Yeah, I'll give Jian-Wei a
Okay,
boost.
so you shoot at the guy, and your blaster fire, going past and hitting the companion, distracts the guy who was defending, and he's like, and you see an opening which gives you your boost.
And he takes 12 damage.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
So I'm using the new heavy blaster pistol.
That's good. Wow,
That's serious. You're like... across the thing.
And you're like, I like this.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this.
And, like, massively hurt, screams in pain, turns round, and shouts some sort of expletive at you in, is it Mon Calamari? Holy crap! No, okay, right. And then it's his go.
You're a crap.
He's going to run.
Away.
He's running. He's leaving his slicer gear attached into the thing, and he's just running the other way across this big cargo bay. You know there are kind of corridors off the other sides of the room as well. And we will go back. He makes
2 moves.
3 moves. Oh no, he can't.
He can't.
'Cause he
So it makes 2
One
moves.
action, one
Yeah.
normal.
Okay, he's going to make... Yeah, and he can't take strain, so he can't do that. So it's an action and a manoeuvre, and he runs...
Twice, yeah.
So you're at short range?
I was at short, so
So
now
then
I'm at
medium and long. So he's like in a corridor down there. Jian-Wei, back around to you.
Do something fun.
Oh, okay.
As he's running, force a box onto him as he runs.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Not too long, otherwise we have to pay royalty. Okay.
So here we go. How do we use the force?
So you reach out with your hand. Your sword, you release it with one hand and you reach out. Right, here we go. Force powers. This is the first time we've used the force on the show.
And it's exciting. It's very exciting. I'm really excited.
Very exciting. Force powers. Here we go. Excuse me, I'm still not 100%.
So excited right now.
Right, force powers.
I'm so glad I increased the range and the ability to do this.
Okay. Activating powers. Through a variant of the core mechanic, unless stated otherwise in the power description, activating a force power is an action. When a force-sensitive character attempts to activate a power, it creates a dice pool that consists solely of a number of force dice equal to his force rating.
And my force rating, I do believe, is 1 at this time.
It is 1. Okay, so you have 1 force die.
Okay.
Every light side result generates 1 force point the character may spend to fuel powers abilities. Every dark side result generates no force points and is disregarded. However, the dark side of the force is always offering easy power. Something complete. Tempting a force user to give in and accept its aid. A force-sensitive character may choose to allow 1 or more dark points to generate additional force points in addition to the light side. Consequence that comes with this choice can be dire. Let's not worry about that right now. First power must flip 1. Oh, so if you roll dark and you want to use them, you have to flip the destiny points, which is quite cool.
That's quite cool.
That is quite cool.
Yeah, that I actually really like that. That's
There's quite a lot of
that's
really
a
nice
little link up.
mechanics in this, isn't there?
Yeah. Once you assemble your available force points, you can consult your force power and determine how you wish to spend them.
Okay, so I got 2 force points.
2 light side.
Two light side points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
was-
Best possible
That's
So you
result.
like-
reach out and you still your mind.
Yep.
You've been
Oh yeah, that is as good as he.
your combat actions today have been rote and perfect as per your training, and your mind is stilled. And for a moment, you reach out.
It's the first time that Jian-Wei has used the Force in a long time.
Yeah.
Because he's been suppressing it all this time.
Save.
I'll use
See if you-
because he's at medium range. I have
Yep.
to use 1 point to increase the range, and I have to use 1 point to use the actual power.
And have you got both of those?
Yep, and I've got both of those because
Okay,
they're the two.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I increased the range to medium, so I can reach out and grab something that's at medium distance.
Yep.
And with Silhouette Zeros, I'm assuming the small box is not anything too heavy
Yep.
to move. I move the box and hit him with it as he's running.
Okay. So how do you have to make a roll to do it?
It doesn't say that. It
No,
just
so you
says
just-
that he may use a
Okay.
may use a force point to
Yep.
move one objective that's within short range up to his maximum range. The default maximum range is short, but then I've obviously used the range ability to increase use my other point to increase the range of it up to medium. So there we go.
So you're making an improvised attack.
Yeah, basically, I'm basically trying to slow him down from escaping because I'm part of me is guessing that these guys also work for the Black Sun, and as per earlier,
Maybe.
I don't want them to escape. So
Okay. Oh, you need this power here.
to help. Okay, so in which case,
Damage targets.
Right. Okay,
You could
Block his
shut
path.
the door
Yeah,
on that corridor.
that's what I'll do.
Okay. Okay. So you reach out and there's like a small lever on the door, and you pull the lever, and the door, in the typical Star Wars blast door style, just goes like that, and the guy stops, like literally almost boom, up against the door, and turns around like shocked. He's still at medium range, but he's stopped from escaping through the door.
And then I'll use my maneuver to become guarded.
So he'll get a
So my opponent, who's currently engaged with me, will get a medium setback die. Sorry.
setback die.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Cool use of the Force. I like that.
Yes.
There's a brief moment where, Kayvan, you see the door at the other end of the room.
Do I see his hands do anything?
Make a perception roll to see
Probably
if
not.
you... Because you're behind a boxes and in cover. Did you see him actually do something?
Difficulty 2?
Well, no, he's not that far from you, so I'd say 1. You see the door, but
Okay.
do you, link it?
Cunning
Yeah.
history.
No.
So there's boxes in the way of
Well, that
you.
was lucky.
You can't see his hand gesture, This is not the Force power that you're looking for.
To be honest, Kayvan probably.
It's almost like that moment that I've been doing all my life, where I've been walking up to automatic doors and doing that. It's finally happened for me.
Brilliant. Okay, so the Force has been used. Excellent. Right, next it is the guy
I'm in combat with.
you're in combat with. He's going to try and shoot you again in close combat. 2 difficulty dice, as we determined earlier on, and he's got it's agility, isn't it? 3 ability die. I'm going to use a destiny point to upgrade one of those.
And I'm going to use a difficulty to downgrade one of those.
Well, no, to upgrade my difficulty.
To upgrade it to a red.
Basically, yeah.
So I have 2 ability die, 1 proficiency die, a difficulty die, and a challenge die. Here we go. For our listeners and viewers, because you can't see what dice I'm rolling, because dice cam's not working. Okay. Okay. So I got 4 failures, 3 successes. So I fail overall, but I get 2 advantage. And basically, firing at you it's like firing at you erratically. That's difficult for you to, and you've just been doing looking over there and doing a bit of the Force, which has surprised him, which is probably why he's missed you. But you get a setback die on your next check, just because of the blast of fire coming in.
That's going to be a big dice.
Well, you've got 2 setback die and 2 boost
boost
die
die.
for your next. Great. Okay, so Kayvan,
Okay.
the door inexplicably shut. These places are old. There's always malfunctions.
Yeah,
rusty gear, dodgy tech.
Okay, I'm going to manoeuvre, use 2 strain to get within close range, because he was at long range. So
you're going to get to...
So I moved to medium.
Yeah,
then
you want
he's
to get to
strained
short
to get
range.
to short.
So you're going to move round near him to another box.
Yeah, to
some more cover.
within cover. So I'm in short
Okay.
range and.
Okay, let's go for it.
1 difficulty.
You
Yeah.
doing anything?
Can
we tempt you?
Yeah.
All right, I'm also going to do the same.
Oh.
Mind games.
Oh.
Ooh, so I get 1 disadvantage.
Threat.
Sorry, 1 threat. Sorry,
Yep.
but 4 successes.
Okay. As you make your
So
way
that's another
into
strain, I
cover,
guess.
you trip momentarily, and like not sprain your ankle, but like twist, and you're like, oh, you take a point of strain, but you get into cover and you fire and you hit, doing
11,
oh god, and this guy's soak is 2.
and he took 12 last time.
I know. Yeah. So as he hits the door, he's like, turns around, he's like, what? And then suddenly you pop up from behind a box and go, and he's like, hits the wall and slides down the wall.
That's so cool.
He is taken out. Okay, cool. So, background to Jian-Wei.
I'm going to take aim.
Oh my god! So you've got 3 boost, 2 setback.
That is one heck of a pull.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna upgrade one of your difficulty die to a red die.
I'm going to upgrade my last green die to a yellow die.
So this
It's gonna go on.
So this is 4 proficiency, 1 challenge,
Oh my
3
god.
boost, and 2
Oh my god!
This is the
That
crazy
is
roll.
sick.
setback. Okay, so that turns that to that.
And then,
And then those
that,
two just take each other out.
and then
That cancels
that.
that.
So we're doing the bit where we're pairing up all the dice.
Oh my god! So
he is very okay. So he has taken
that's 5
9,
successes.
11,
No advantage or disadvantage, just 5 successes.
12 damage with pierce 2,
Oh god. Okay. So
and it's
He's
almost
having a bad day.
it's almost like one of those like samurai movies where the samurai goes "Whoa!" and just stops as the opponent's there.
you're not even looking.
No, not
As it
even.
goes.
Yeah.
But the camera doesn't quite see that.
No.
Because it's Star Wars.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, you see him swing, and then the guy,
And you hear the thump.
and then you hear the thump,
Yeah,
and then he's face down.
Yeah, he's face down on the floor. You know. As you did it, I don't know whether because you've just used the force or whatever, but as you swung your blade, swung.
Swang.
Swung.
There we go.
Swang.
The English language with Garbled Games.
Yeah. As you swung your blade. Sorry.
I don't know. I say we go with swang.
It's late and I've been drinking. As you swung your blade, it's almost like it hummed in the air. Almost as if there was some trail of the force guiding your hand as you went through. May just be your imagination though, because you've just used it and you haven't used it in a while, so you're like feeling the force suddenly. But he drops to the floor, dead. Just in case you were guessing. On one half of his body, there is a stun grenade. On the other half of his body, he's holding a blaster pistol.
Shall I make a note of the grenade?
There is a set of slicing gear plugged into the ship's main entrance, and next to it, bear
What's
with me,
on the guy that I just shot?
a holdout blaster.
We don't need that.
And next to it, there is. Hang on, bear with me. This is the exciting. Well, exciting might be a strong word. Is a strange data pad looking bit of gear that's kind of doing. It seems to be the screen is ticking through stuff.
Trying to get into the ship.
It's almost like it's working with the slicing gear to do something. Seems and it's kind of then suddenly you see a signal kind of drop off, almost as if because no one's activating it.
seems
It's
like
not. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe one of the others can analyse it.
Yeah. I'll turn it off.
Mhm.
And then
You can see that he was clearly quite good at what he did. He didn't damage the outer panel of your ship. If he'd been successful and closed it up again, probably would not have seen, any indication of it. And whatever this pad is doing, it seems to be doing something with the data feed in your ship, like confusing it somehow. You're not sure. But yeah, you guys aren't slicing experts, so it's probably something for Sparks to have a look at.
Yeah, I'm literally just
Pocketing it.
putting it out, turning it off,
Okay.
and in the sack.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we have one of those.
Yeah.
It's got a
sack loot.
it's got a sack with a credit sign.
Yeah. Excellent. Cool. Okay. So what are you intending to do now?
Get on the ship and get the hell out of Dodge.
Dodge, yeah.
Okay, right.
I give one more glance trying to make sure the bounty hunter isn't still following us. I wasn't trying to do it.
You can't see him.
That's good. And then slowly back up the ramp
Okay.
as Kayvan obviously runs on board to start up.
Yeah.
I slowly walk up to make you... and then...
Cool. Okay. Amelia.
We
Yeah.
better go pick up the others.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Right. Thank you very much for joining us for a slightly shorter than usual adventure. We had a few technical difficulties at the beginning of our session, and which you saw halfway through, but we overcame them and completed our filming. So thank you for joining us for episode 3 of Star Wars Fractured Empire. That was a lot of fun.
It was lots of fun.
That was.
And we got a bit of Force going on.
Yeah.
A bit of the Black Sun. Bit of we met Lo Fax finally. We've been talking about him for a few episodes, and you got to meet him. And we shall see what happens after you pick up your compatriots after their little side quest as well. Please don't forget to go and check out all of our social media. Check out the Discord as well, and our Patreon. Please have a look at that. Everyone who supports us helps to make it a bit better for everyone else. All the kit and equipment we have, to the games we play, the dice, everything here is down to our awesome patrons. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Including the fantastic artwork that we have for this show, as you can see from our character portraits above Roger and below Dan. Yes. Thank you, Pencilwright. We also are having a Halloween live special, a second one-shot, so a two-shot, of Mothership RPG, which I believe I have over here somewhere. Here we go. Now, we're running a giveaway sponsored by Tuesday Night Games, who are very kindly going to give our winner a copy of each of these. Not these, but a copy of each of these straight to them. All you have to do to win these is go and check out our teaser trailer, where there's a link in the video description below, and comment on that video, subscribe to the channel, comment on that video with your favourite quote from the Alien movie franchise. We've had loads of entries already, and as you can imagine, there's all the good quotes, are in
How
there.
did I end up in this chicken shit outfit?
Yeah. I think you said that in the first Mothership. You did. I watched it back the other day. You did.
Excellent.
So the first
One of my
Mothership
favourite.
one shot we did is available to view. There'll be a link for that below as well. That was a lot of fun. As I've said on our Facebook group, I've only played this once, but it's one of my favourite role-playing games already.
It was really cool.
It's fantastic, and we're going to follow on after a accidentally extended cryo sleep for some of our characters from the first one. So go and watch that for the second one, and that's going to be even more horrible and scary, as it's a Halloween live show. Yeah. Anyway, check that out as well. Check out our other shows. We've got Flint and Steel, which is our Warhammer Fantasy roleplay show. Vostok's Chance just finished.
It has, yeah.
With the finale a couple of nights ago. That'll be on the channel for you to watch. And we've got On the Edge of the Emperor's Light, which is our Dark Heresy show. We'll be bringing more one-shots and more mini-campaigns. I will be going on paternity leave from the channel, as my wife is about to have another baby. So there'll be a short hiatus in November, beginning of December, for this show and for Flint and Steel. But we will have lots of other content for you to watch and some cool one-shots. So keep an eye out for all of that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Fractured Empire. Bye-bye.